doing? Now the music's going. The music's fading a little bit. But it is the off night. We've got you back. A lot of things are happening. The ball games are going out. I've decided that I'm not going to pick games based on the other team to go with the Tigers, go see the Tigers. I'm going to pick games based on what they're giving away. So I got tickets for April 26th. No, actually, that's past. For July 26th because they have Hawaiian Shirt Day. But let's talk about that later when Mr. Mark Sweetman, your host, comes out here and starts doing his thing.
Well, I guess that was my intro. All right.
I'm trying to make it briefer.
Thank you very much. And that's how that's done. All right, let's get Andy back out here. Hold on.
Okay. Did I cut in early?
No. It's just that.
Did I interrupt?
No, you did not interrupt. You didn't say my name last. You said
sorry.
Mark Sweetman, and here he comes, or here he is.
That's right. We talked about that.
And Mark Sweetman will tell you
apologies.
about it. So whatever you say, you could say all the bullshit you want to, as long as it ends with Mark Sweetman.
I am sorry about that. I know we talked about this. My fault. Terribly sorry. I will. I promise I will always do it from now on.
It was my choice to have a trainee as a sidekick and announcer. So part of it's on me. Part of it's on me.
You're just looking for somebody who's cheap, and I'm the cheapest you can find.
You, my friend, are as cheap as they come. So,
that's right.
That's right, and I expect that $5 when I see you next time. So.
Oh yeah, I'm paying you to be on the air. I got that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
So I didn't realize. Yeah, I forgot that agreement. Yeah. Okay. Would you take that in yen at least? Something a little bit.
Sure.
Yen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I can exchange yen. That's no problem.
Okay. Good. Sounds good. It's a little cheaper periodically. But so yeah, I don't pick games. I don't pick baseball games anymore based on the teams. I just pick on whatever the giveaway is. So I think Wayne State is being given away sometime in June.
Oh, is it the Wayne State? Is it the alumni day at Wayne State, or the Wayne State alumni day at the ballpark? There you go.
Yeah, so they got alumni for EMU, CMU, WMU, Wayne State, Michigan State, and U of M.
Susan and I are Wayne State alumni.
Yeah, so I think it's like June sometime.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
And I see that you're in your mobile studio.
Yeah, I'm in the mobile studio. I like to call it my porch room. Basically, my seat. The office is in the back. My front seat is the porch. So that's the way I look at my existence in my van. So
and on sunny days, I guess you have lemonade and
yeah, exactly.
Maybe a good book. And
yeah, I'm trying to get to audiobooks now. So helpful.
I found myself. I subscribe to the online New York Times.
Oh,
it's cool. It's like $4 for 6 months. The online version, because it doesn't. They already have to write it to print it. It doesn't cost them anything to do an online.
Put it on audio.
It's $8 a year. But anyway, recently they've added the AI reader to it. And so now, like, if I get too tired of reading it, or if I'm doing something else, I can hit and have the article read to me by their AI, their artificial intelligence reader.
That's good.
They're pretty good. They don't sound like computers anymore. They've gotten the AI to work pretty well.
Yeah. So the AI, the voices are pretty good. I mean, you can actually get some of the old celebrities.
Yes.
Marlon Brando to do your reading to you.
Sure.
He used to read off of people's chests. So you never actually memorize his lines towards the end. He's a Council Kelly. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well. Let's get Susan out here. She always begins our show with a poem it's rhyme based on the news stories of the week. So let me add her. Let me add her here, and then we'll get her. There she is. Look at, oh my God, you're beautiful. Look at this woman.
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful. She's wonderful
Hi,
hair.
Andy.
Oh, that's
Look
good.
at that
Mark,
hair.
Andy
I
can
know.
be like your Larry Bud Melman.
Oh, very good. I get to do same thing, but he's not paying for me to go anywhere. Larry Bud Melman got on buses. They went all over the place.
That's right.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten paid to go
You've
to
done
Ann Arbor.
man on the street stuff. You've done that.
Who's the
I know.
the other guy?
But
The other guy. The other guy was Biff Henderson. They used Larry Bud and Biff Henderson.
Biff Henderson.
They did a great job. They did a great job with those guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you ready to give us our poem, Susan?
I am. I
I'm
have
gonna
it
get-
off the
And your hair
presser.
looks very nice today. You look really good.
Thank you.
Doesn't she look good? Man.
It's called shampoo.
Oh, there we go.
What was that? Yeah.
With
That's I use shampoo. What happened to my hair? Anyway.
You're not me.
I'm starting to get I'm getting the male pattern baldness, but I'm not starting in the middle and moving out. I'm getting it on one side here where it's sticking out, so.
Do you want a poem about male pattern
Yeah,
baldness?
there's a comb over, man.
For you.
Let's give it a couple years for the male pattern baldness poem. Anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna put Sue on solo layout, and we'll listen to her poem, and then we'll get back in here in a second.
All right, here we go. Ripped from the headlines. The Supreme Court weighed in via a very rare ruling and paused deportations, causing Donald Trump's drooling. To abide by the court is just not in Trump's plan, so the administration will be using other laws wherever he can. He urged deportations to continue all over this land. Immigration aside, Trump wants Jerome Powell canned. Trump danced around the topic in his Truth Social gyration. Then Trump claimed there is currently no inflation. If you start to raise questions about Federal Reserve independence and try to remove the chairman with some attacks you think have resplendence, expect a severe reaction in markets with yields that are higher while dollars are lower and equities selling off like a financial fire. Pope Francis celebrated Easter just yesterday. Then he left his home here to chat with St. Peter today. Through the pearly gates and to his home up above, glad the earth got to know him and share Jorge's love. And that's your poem.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
I wonder if his meeting with Vance ushered him to go forward from there,
Yes, he probably was trying to get away.
I mean, I can think of
you meet with his Vance. God,
I think it's more likely that Vance wasn't thinking how ill he's been recently, and it's his busiest day of the year, Easter. So why not go bug him?
Yeah,
Or maybe he
wasn't thinking about the Pope. He was thinking about.
He's also, Vance
himself.
He's also a new Catholic, so he may have gone. He may have gone to get a sacrament from the Pope and figured, I'll just say something that'll shock the shit out of him, so that no one else can get a blessing from him after I get my blessing. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get this is a good poem, and we'll probably stick to the poem tonight. So let's get the other guys out here that Susan likes to say hi to before she takes off. And here he is from New York City, and please welcome to the stage Sam Greenfield. Everybody, hi Sam.
Hi everybody. It's the holiest day of the Catholic Church, right? The holiest day, the most sacred day. And what do Catholics do? They spend all day looking for a fucking egg.
Well, you know what? A lot of
I found it. Look, it's blue.
Well, they're very valuable this year.
Well, the Christmas tree is a pagan ritual too. I mean, all of these things. What they did was the church, when they went into these other cultures, they would just use their cultural icons and just Christianize them.
Jews like
the egg actually has some meaning in the Christian faith. you've heard of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. The egg is used as an example of
Junior, Dad,
one
and
thing
Spook.
with 3 parts.
Yeah,
It's a bad example, but it is
and in
nevertheless
modern
an
Christianity, the egg doesn't mean shit till it gets a sperm. So then it's
Jews
then
light
it's all
8 candles. It's about oil conservation. We're done.
Hey, let's get Jason out here. Here's our other pundit. Please welcome Jason Grant, everybody.
Hi, Sam. Hi,
Here.
Susan.
Hey,
Thanks for the
Jason.
poem.
Hi,
Hey,
Jason.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Nice to see you with us today, Sam.
Always good to be awake.
Ah,
Now, here I
Sam
want to
mentioned.
make a point about something.
yes.
Yes.
I want to lay odds that as bad as Trump's cabinet is, the next one to go is going to be Hegseth, because for the second time, he discussed top military information with his brother, his wife, and a lawyer who's not a government lawyer.
right.
And they removed Harriet Tubman from statues, and well, that should be enough. Oh,
Yeah.
and they're
what about
reinstating
taking
the racist colonels.
Mein Kampf made the cut of books, but Maya Angelou did not.
I would just rather they wear a Klan, just start a Klan outfit and get over it.
Yeah, send them.
I'm
some
more
pillowcases.
concerned. I'm more concerned that the MAGA neighbors of ours are going to blow our brains out. I'm more concerned about that.
Yikes!
Did they threaten you?
Which MAGA neighbors do you have that are?
Did they threaten us? Well, our house got shot up twice.
All right, that was
wow.
That wasn't that wasn't MAGA though. That was
just nuts.
That was just a nut.
Well, here's
We
what
can
you have
talk
to
about
do.
it now, though. Sentencing is done. Everything's done. So, save that for another show. But we can talk about it now.
Okay.
Then we wouldn't be saving it.
Yeah, you got that right.
Is that Burt Lancaster in The Swimmer?
Yeah, and I came between. I've come between Burt and Joan Rivers.
That is the greatest existential movie ever.
When did Joan Rivers ever appear with Burt Lancaster?
Well, in that
movie
movie,
was
that movie.
she's right there.
What was
Get
it?
out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the name? What was the name of the movie?
The Swimmer.
It's based on a story by John Cheever, and it is a real. It is a.
Never heard of it.
It is a really sort of David Lynchian film before Lynch.
You can't take your eyes off it.
No, and it has such a bleak end. I mean,
is Andy on a date? What's going on up there?
You'll have to ask.
God, I hope so.
I'm not sure exactly what.
I think he's walking.
He's reeling.
Is that what the kids are calling it now?
Yeah.
He's reeling. He's reeling in a pike. He's reeling in a 30-inch pike or something. I don't know.
All right.
All right.
Well, I have to run. Any questions on any of the news I put in the poem?
No.
You've heard all the news stories.
Have fun at the Comintern meeting.
Yeah. How do you look so hot? That's what I want to know.
I don't live with you anymore, Mark.
I hope you mean Susan and not Andy.
Yeah, I did mean Susan. I can ask Andy when Susan's not here.
Well, Susan always looks good.
Thank you.
There you go. Absolutely. She is our poetess.
I, on the other hand, look like somebody's thumping my head to see if it's ripe.
Are you now? Is it okay to mention it? You mentioned it before we went live, but is it okay to mention about your day tomorrow?
Mine?
Yeah.
What about it?
Aren't you leaving there and going to rehab tomorrow?
Well, I would go to rehab anyway, because that's what I'm here for, to get in rehabilitation, to get stronger.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm here because they had to do some work on me. And then they gather. This is what's great. You do nothing. They gather up everything. They pack everything.
Yeah.
And then they put you back in rehab. And I get to eat real.
Yay!
That's not bad.
Yay!
Right. Yeah.
Now, how many roommates do you have?
I have one guy here. He's very quiet.
That's not bad. That's not as bad as when you had 3.
Listen, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. They're all nice. It is. It's okay. I may have stabbed him, but I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Would you ever get worried, like when the attendant is named Sirhan the third?
No, not at all. The only person who should worry about those people are.
Mhm.
Do you hear about Christy Nome?
What now?
Her pocketbook was stolen.
She had her
I'll
she had
tell you, her
she had
pocket stop.
$3,000
Her
in that thing.
pocketbook was stolen with $3,000 in it.
What did she do with $3,000?
She shouldn't carry that much.
She's an OnlyFans model on the side. She no doubt had to meet a client.
Why would you carry that much? There's plastic for everything nowadays.
Because cash keeps you alive if someone's pointing a gun at you. That's why.
Oh boy.
I don't want to say that she hates dogs.
Well, let me put it this way. Michael Vick.
I want you to say that because I'd like to hear what's coming up next.
I don't want to say she hates dogs, but I heard she got a job as a carnival barker.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Well, after her recent book was released, Michael Vick released an essay called "This Is Some Bullshit."
Not only that, he did a blurb for it.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, if only it weren't so.
I was enthralled, Michael Vick.
Yeah. About to say. I mean, unfortunately,
I sniffed myself, Rennie.
That joke gets dated, just like when I talk about getting hammered.
Timmy's
with
still
Paul
stuck
Pelosi.
Under the log down by the river, Lassie.
Yeah.
Is it us, or is there something wrong with her that we're laughing about killing a dog?
No. Well, the fact that she felt like she could, knowing how people feel about dogs in this country, and was foolish enough to write about an incident that really no one was bringing up, and to put it in a book that she knew someone was going to read.
But that's the salient point. That's the salient point, Jason, that she did it and thought, yes, so.
Well,
isn't that side of the aisle? Don't they do that?
It's not the only one. I mean, Mark,
I know, but don't
forget,
they do that to upset us?
Don't forget our governor, after urging us not to fly, gets caught flying a private flight down to Florida and back, which was a foolish, unforced error on her part. She should have taken a commercial flight down there and made a big hoopla about it, and then came back on the flight that was a private flight, saying it was coming back to Michigan.
Let me ask you guys something. In the final analysis, if a government official takes a jet, not a non-commercial jet,
right?
Do any of us really care? I don't care.
I do.
Do
you remember?
Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. You have to get there faster. You get on a private jet. I'm really sorry. Ooh.
Do you remember?
Sorry.
As long as the Pentagon is paying for $1,300 toilet seats, nothing else really fucking matters. I mean,
when you've got Bernie Sanders and AOC getting out of a private jet that costs $13,000 an hour,
I wouldn't care if it was Trump.
Exactly. You would care if it were Trump. My point being,
no, I actually wouldn't. Trump flies in a private jet. I don't care.
My point being is it's an unforced error, and that there are ways around such.
I don't think it's an error.
I
don't think if a government official has to get there in 40 minutes and gets on a private jet,
right.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. Sam. It doesn't matter.
Sam, I agree with you. Okay, you and I are in lockstep agreement. We are goose stepping down. My point being,
goose stepping. Hold on.
My point.
Don't tell Grandma. I knew there was something wrong with him.
Grandma's.
I don't like the way he greets me with hello.
Say, Grandma's still in the basement, and we're signing the Social Security checks until someone says otherwise.
Oh, and Frank, you've never looked better.
Yeah, she's an OnlyFans girl now. Hi, Otto.
Hi, Otto.
Yeah, broadcasting live from the attic. Yeah, my point being is that whenever you give the competition, the other side, whomever they may be, some sort of fodder, it's a problem. But
that kind of thing you're talking about, and I understand your position.
It's an unforced error.
But it'll go away in 8 minutes.
Most likely.
Minutes. It will.
In this day and age.
You don't see any. No, I understand what you're saying. I'm telling you, it never has energy. It doesn't. Well, we're the only ones talking about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, another one was, again, our illustrious governor sent her husband down during the lockdowns to get the boat out of the jail that the boat was in, so it could get onto the water when everyone else was still quarantined. And again, my argument was, you don't send a hubby down there to drop your name. You send an intern. You send an intern down there,
and it goes away.
If you get busted, you say the intern was not supposed to do that, and
we're the only ones talking about it,
program.
Jason. No one else is talking about it.
I just dislike unforced errors. Well, you're talking about it too, but
I'm talking about it because you are.
Well, I just think that there are smarter ways of doing
things. It's got no shelf life. That's my point. Even though you're right, it has no shelf life. It will not be talked. Today is Monday. It will not be talked about Wednesday.
Probably not. Most likely not. But in 2008, when you had the heads of the CEOs of the 3 major car companies begging for money from Congress, and they were grilled, how many of you flew down here? And they all raised their hands. The next time they were down there, like a week later, begging for yet more money, they'd all taken a caravan, and they made a big deal of it.
And no one remembers it.
Well, I do. Well, you're
but
right.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. You're just a bitter curmudgeon, right wing. I'm done. That's all the old energy I have. I'm old.
You did call me, what was it, a faggot loser? But you did say it nicely.
No. That's what I called myself one time when I was drunk.
Oh. I believe he used the French pronunciation "fagot loser."
By the way,
exactly.
You know what I call Trump, right?
Many things.
Crotte l'orange.
L'orange.
The orange turd.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I just, right now, I mean, the Democrats are doing a huge disservice by their dogpiling on Schumer. I hate Chuck Schumer with an unbridled passion.
That has gone away. That has gone away.
Yeah, that has gone away too.
Do you think Chuck's forgotten?
I don't care. You're not listening. It stopped being talked about.
You're right. You were right. But do you think that much like Nancy Pelosi, do you think that Chuck Schumer is not going to exact
Let me tell you what you should be talking about, if I may. We should be talking about that Trump threatened Powell, okay, and the stock market went down 1,000 points as a result. That's what we should be talking about.
Well, the thing is, he has the right to point a Fed chief.
And we have the right to relish the fact that the stock market is tanking because that Nazi wannabe is doing what he's doing. And he can't get out of his own way.
And do you realize that a tanking stock market actually provides investors with a chance to go and pick up stuff at bargain basement prices?
Sure, they can sell short.
You're damn right they will. So you know as well as I do, when the market goes up or down, someone's making money.
But one way or the other. But what is the headline? The headline is that the stock market went down. Even though you're right, the stock market went down.
To use your theorem here, Sam's theorem. We're going to call it Sam's theorem.
Available in stores everywhere.
Right next to Sam's potions and
elixir.
Sam's elixir.
Elixir again.
If I could elixir my balls like the dog, I'd never leave home.
I want to go bowling with my wife, and I said that's okay. I'd like my balls when they return to me.
I just think because Trump is he was a lame duck the minute he took the oath. He literally
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is. In a few years.
No, he isn't.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna run again.
No, that is Trump being Trump. That is the key to this man. Doing what he does is prestidigitation. He sits there and stirs the pot with one hand, and the things that's really getting done is going on behind the scenes, and you're not looking.
Yeah, here's the problem with that, Jason.
Yes, sir.
He's the magician.
Yeah.
Who shuffles the cards and go, "Is this your card?" And everybody goes, "No."
No.
How about this one?
No.
How about this one? This one.
Let me put it this way. David Blaine let me put it this way. David Blaine put a hit out on him.
Hey, you guys are comedians. Do you guys remember Jonathan the Magician?
Amazing Jonathan. I lived with him for a week.
Well, he's no longer with us, sadly. But
nice guy.
Yeah, I heard interviews with him, and he sounded a little bit on the flaky side, not like he was a little bit, kind of unglued. Was that the case? Was that an
no? He was a very generous, sweet guy, and he took me to my first massage parlor.
Yeah, that was his character. He wasn't that.
Okay.
No, he was a nice man.
All right.
He was very good friends with A. Whitney Brown.
All
He's
right.
He's from Fraser, Michigan.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Wow.
No, I liked him a lot. I miss him. He was a nice man.
Jonathan Salas was his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good guy. Very
I
good
mean,
guy. Had a girlfriend named Destiny.
Destiny. Yeah.
He retired and then he was gone very quickly after that. He apparently had some kind of chronic disorder that was plaguing him.
He had a heart condition. He had a heart condition that he will tell you. Well, he won't tell you now because he's gone.
Well, with a Ouija board, he will.
No, he did too much cocaine. He hurt his heart.
Oh,
he did a prodigious amount of coke.
I was with him at that house down in Sandy Springs, Georgia. Remember the Punchline House on Hildebrandt?
I do remember it.
That house. If the stories that house could tell.
I think it did.
Oh my God.
Who were, I don't know, can you name names, or were there comedians who were like, I mean, one thing to get high after the show, but it's another thing to do a bunch of rails before the show.
How about during?
How about during? Yeah, exactly.
Ollie Joe Prater was probably the guy who was the drunkest and highest while he performed.
Let me ask you guys, Mark ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long did Ollie Joe live?
I can look that up. I don't think he lived to be 50. Let me take a look.
Well, you take a guy like either Rip Taylor, which I know Sam has encountered before, Carrot Top. Both these guys were like high energy dudes. I mean, just
Carrot Top will outlive us all.
Oh yeah, he's very healthy.
Well, when you're having 2-3 ways a day and facial surgery, I mean, yeah, I should hope.
I got to tell you something about him. Once again, he was nice to me. Always a good guy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
very nice. He had a staff that did his, put his tricks in for him, and he was nice to them.
I was dead on. Ollie Joe died at 45.
Wow.
Say again.
Ollie Joe died at 45. I was right on the money.
Wow.
Well, Patrice died when he was like 40 or 41.
Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah.
He had bad. Diabetes. Diabetes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame. I still listen to him because he's still, you find him on YouTube all over the place. And the man is just diabolically funny.
He saw me carrying my daughter when she was 7 weeks old at a comic strip party. And he goes, "Your wife's black?" And I said, no, we adopted this child. He goes, "Couldn't come up with it, huh, brother?"
Because I'm told that again, when new comedians would encounter him, he was a fearsome personality. But if you stood the test up, then
here's the thing about him, about Patrice, and I was lucky enough to understand this. You had to know he was kidding.
Yeah.
If it offended you, and I understand why it offended you, he could be harsh.
Yeah.
But if it offended you, then you didn't understand. He was just, and who hated him? Greg Rogel.
Oh man, I haven't heard that name in ages. Wow.
I think he's still. I know he's working.
I haven't.
Yeah.
You know what? I know he's working, but you don't hear of him as much as you used to back 20 years ago.
You know who's become the new Greg Rogel?
Who?
Dan Natterman.
Oh yeah, Natterman. I like him. He's funny.
He has this great line. He goes, "I'm going to tell you something about my wife, okay? She is the biggest pain in the world because she keeps nagging me. We're not married."
Oh dear. Oh, nothing, wife jokes. Yeah. Oh man.
Else I wonder if they're still working? What's his name? Friends with Seinfeld, did that one-man show.
Not
Irish.
Not Michael Richards.
Irish.
Friends with Gaffigan.
No. Much more rough cut.
Irish Friends with.
Did a one-man show on Broadway.
Oh, Colin
Quinn.
Colin Quinn.
Quinn, yeah.
I say this, what I'm about to say, I say with respect. The luckiest man in show business.
Yeah.
You could push him out of a plane, he would land on his feet.
Yep.
Now, has his name been replaced in all the Joe Piscopo jokes for the luckiest man in show business?
By whom?
But remember Joe Piscopo? The jokes were going around about Joe Piscopo being
well, the best one is when the guy is playing cards and he loses all his money, and he goes, "I'm the luckiest man in the world," and the guy goes, "No, no, Joe Piscopo is the luckiest." I got to tell you something about him. He played a character on Law and Order.
Yeah.
He played twice. He played characters on Law and Order. So somebody
Miller
saw something in him.
Larry Miller.
Of course, so did Tom Arnold.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I mean, you sell your soul to the devil. But you end up, for exchanging your soul, you get Roseanne Barr and Arby's coupons. So I mean,
Arby's coupons.
You have to.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Well,
how did you form your mouth to say that word?
It's just.
Hold on, they're saying it's half hour to time to go.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You have to go?
Well, they're making an announcement. The visitors.
Oh, the visitors have to leave?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Just like when I was in the gym the other day, and I couldn't help but notice that I looked just like Ron Jeremy's latest mugshot, and it's like all these years of working out, and this is where it ends. This is what it
full
looks
body.
Like. Yeah, just looking like I mean, the sooner I have the heart attack, the better. But
is he gone for good now? Is he put away for
who?
For good?
Ron Jeremy. Well, we could only hope. I mean, he deserves.
Who are you talking about?
Ron Jeremy. Whether he's in jail forever and ever.
No, he won't. No, he didn't murder anybody.
Not well. He murdered. Well.
No,
he murdered sex and porn by being in it. I mean,
no, but seriously, no, he didn't murder. He'll do a few. Is he done less time than Chong?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't even know what he's in for. What did they accuse him of doing? I just have heard
being the worst smelling porn star that ever lived.
That's saying something.
Women would not work with him.
I mean, when you're talking about when Jamie Gillis was in the business, I mean that right there, it should have, as back in the day, they said the levels of porn star willingness to do things. So there was gay, straight, bi, tri, and Jamie Gillis. So
I'd like to know if anybody realizes that all the people we're talking about are
dead
Jews.
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays, I mean, do you realize there's like 1 million in the United States alone? There's like 1 million OnlyFans contributors, whatever.
I don't know what that is. What does OnlyFans mean? Isn't it like a page or something?
Is essentially
MySpace or something?
It is a paid website where you can whore yourself for dollars, and people do. An astonishing number of women do it. More than a few men do it.
So it's actually called Go Fuck Me.
Well, something along those lines. Yeah, you have subscribers. Of course, they take a whopping cut. You're the one sitting there diddling yourself in front of a camera, but yet somehow or another, the OnlyFans Corporation feels they're entitled to 50% or more.
Isn't that like Uber? Isn't that like Uber?
Well, it's like a lot of things these days.
I think the idea that you said they take a healthy cut is wonderful.
I was going to say a whopping cut, but I didn't want our Italian.
Then it's Italian.
Exactly. Yeah. I just it is the true algorithmic prostitution of an entire class and generation of people.
Well,
as
it's like analytics.
Yeah.
What's the difference between what did you call it? OnlyFans? What's the difference between OnlyFans and being an influencer?
Well, first off, I think it's really cute you pretending you not to know what OnlyFans is.
B, I do not. I have no. Now is it?
I think Jason. I think the difference is, or Mark, excuse me. The difference is that with influencers, you're kind of hoping people pay attention.
And yeah, exactly. And influencers typically have their clothes on or some level of clothing. Whereas OnlyFans,
it's more like a display in the window.
Yes, exactly. Whereas the OnlyFans are like, oh look, it's kumquat day today, and there you
go. Kumquat day.
Well,
you've been hoping for a kumquat day.
Exactly. So, Yeah, I mean, so
right.
you've got people out there who rival the sort of sexual fire that only like Hedda Hopper and Nancy Culp could bring to a sex tape.
Oh my God. What?
I'd
That's the combo of all combos.
like to
That's
think
better
so.
than Jimmy John's.
Well, and Elaine Boozler already beat me to it with Aunt B having an orgasm. That routine.
Oh,
all
I
the
thought that was Rob Bartlett.
I thought that was Elaine Boozler because she used to also do one of Queen Elizabeth having an orgasm.
Oh
And
no, but Rob Bartlett did this thing about, you know,
All right. All right. Here's
what was it? Andy Griffith on a Ritz. Andy. Oh, it's Aunt B on a Ritz. Andy.
all right. Here's a typo you don't want to make.
Yeah.
I went to type in onlyfans.com and I missed it by one. I did OnlyFams.
Okay.
And you do not. Yeah, you do not. You do not want to see. You do not want to see
that's
that
available
one.
in Appalachia.
Yeah, well, about to say, yeah, Charles Manson III is their CEO and chief web designer. I mean, I kind of drew the line some years back with like Mexican beheading videos, but even those have now become passé in this modern world, in this modern land, where we're all completely desensitized all the time by the most horrific, horrifying stuff coming our way all the time. They have these ladies in England who've been competing with each other. One slept with 100 dudes in one day. Another one's trying to do 1,000 in one day. They're actually lining them up.
That's from the Ibsen play, Hedda Gobbler.
I just
Hedda Gobbler, everybody.
Yeah, you have these Australian OnlyFans women who they specialize in doing 18 and 19-year-old boys. And again, how hard is it to get an 18 or 19-year-old boy to come in? I mean, and they're reasonably good looking chicks. It's just that they've been run through more than an A&W drive-through just after the Weed Fest in Ann Arbor. I
think I just found Destiny's OnlyFans page.
Oh, Destiny has been busted for a couple different things. He's on a couple of gay porn sites too.
I'm talking about the Amazing Jonathan's girlfriend.
Oh,
wait, excuse me. There's more than one.
More than one page or more than one Destiny?
The latter.
Yeah.
Everyone has a destiny.
Everyone has a destiny. Yeah. But again, it's this pornification, which I think is again coming from the with the libertine gay dude. I don't know. I mean, when we're telling you to slow it down a little bit, maybe you should listen. I mean, as I've said before, the AIDS epidemic was horrific. It did make apartments easier to get, but beyond that,
oh man.
Well,
talk about your vacancy.
Well, I mean, it's like, oh, you've been diagnosed and you just finished doing new
wallpaper.
Oh,
this is cool. I'm looking at OnlyFans, and there is a machine that you can put an egg in, and it paints. It's like a dot matrix printer, but it does it on eggs.
Well, there's another lady who does things with eggs too, but
and ping pong balls.
And you've seen her. You subscribe, yeah.
Seen her. I managed her.
It looks like the only people that have pages are women with cleavage.
Well, they're not. Those are like the top one. If you look and see, there's literally tens of thousands, if not millions. And again, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, look.
We don't have to tell this to this group of fellas that I'm talking to now,
right?
Which is all of us.
Yes.
But if you get on one of those sites, you have to really not care.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's just, I think it's horrific myself. I think it's going too far.
Right now, I'm on one called Snowboarding Basics. Are you telling me that if I dig into Snowboarding Basics?
Well, if you just type
Did you just say Snowboarding Basics?
Yeah.
Yeah, Snowboarding Basics. It looks like it's an instructional
Well, they try and have a patina of respectability by saying, no, this is for
now that I've scrolled through about 3 dozen of them. The first one there's 2 dudes, and the title of the OnlyFans page is Tacos versus Pasta.
I think you know where we're going there. I mean, and if you get down to the 2 dudes and there's doing snowballing basics, you should run.
Mark, if your kids knew that you were active in that field, in that genre? Would they be upset?
Oh,
Active in what John? I
In
don't see
what we're
anything.
talking about right now.
I don't see anything that would upset my kids.
then you're not looking hard enough.
San Diego tour showing historic monuments of San Diego. This all looks legit.
That's not what I had in
Okay.
mind.
Okay, type in teen boobs and see what happens. Just humor me.
All right, hold on. I gotta get my.
By the way, teen boobs, that is a search that you'll never find on a Lindsey Graham computer.
Type in testy nurse's aid.
Testy nurse's aid, yeah.
I like that testy. That's going to make all the difference.
You'll get a woman who looks like Nancy Culp's daughter.
I go for taciturn.
Here we go.
Well, you know the story about her running against.
Nothing found for testy nurse's aid. Give me the one you wanted.
Well, you remember what happened when Nancy Culp ran for a political position? Who her most virulent anti person was? It was Buddy Ebsen.
Yeah, Buddy Ebsen submarined her. Yeah. You know, teen boobs is the one I wanted you to type in. Like I say, that is.
Well, once you put boobs in something, isn't that going to?
Well, yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, well, my point is, it should illustrate.
My kids might get upset. My kids might get upset with teen boobs. My kids might get upset with teen boobs. Let's see what we get here.
As long as you're not like subscribing, they're not gonna.
Okay, now hold on.
Yeah.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
I typed in under search posts. I typed in teen boobs. And it says latest featured post. It says nothing found. Does that mean nobody has done anything about teen boobs in the last?
Do you have your safe search on your browser?
Well, that could be. I'm sure my wife does. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to say for those of us who browse interesting places.
I'm gonna say accept all. Let's see what happens now.
Oh my God.
All right.
Sam, he's saying accept home. Oh no.
No, I don't have to create an account and log in, do I, to get anything?
Well, to actually start seeing stuff, yes, you do. But
all right. Well, I'm not gonna create an account.
No, don't do that. Don't create it. That's what happened to Anthony.
If Jason says don't do something, I know not to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
we lost Sam. What happened to Sam?
He's still there. Yeah, I think
he's
frozen. He's there.
Sam. Oh, he's there but frozen? I don't see him on my
screen.
He's
frozen. Log him out, bring him back in. Maybe that will help.
All right, we'll see what happens here.
The Caps are up 2-0. Ovi got a goal.
What happened?
The Caps are up 2-0. Ovi got a power play goal.
Well, that's cool.
All right.
Let's see
and the Knicks are losing.
Okay,
but as we both know, that means nothing.
We need to go back to the conversation before this whole thing started. When did this interleague play start? And when did
1990?
You're kidding.
Interleague plays. We're gonna find out right now. Here we go. We're gonna ask.
They've been doing this abomination for that long.
Oh yeah.
When did interleague play begin? Here we go.
You should say in the MLB.
1997.
So 28 years ago.
28 years ago.
Wow.
So this is the 28th.
Jason, it's increased attendance. It's increased fan interest. It's a great idea.
How about this? I just heard about this seriously. There's a clock now for pitches.
Yes.
Are you out of your mind?
I love it. No, we love it.
It's great. And all the pitchers that are still pitching have learned how to pitch with a clock. They've learned how to adjust.
They learned how to adjust, and it makes the game.
It hasn't ruined it. Did you like
the games take less time? People love that. They don't go to the game at 8 and leave at 11:30.
That's what the game was about.
No.
No.
I say no. You're wrong. You're wrong. No one. Hey, Pop. No one watching baseball thinks you're right.
Well, it's not the first time I've been in the minority by a wild percentage.
You know what else?
I'm rather used to it.
If you're such a traditionalist, Jason, here's another one they changed a few years ago.
Oh, hold on. Let me hold on. Ready? Okay.
Integrating baseball.
Are you ready?
No, they're allowing black people to play with white people.
All right, stop it already. I'm going to tell them one that just happened. Happened in this decade.
Okay.
Now, when you want to intentionally walk a batter, you tell them to go to first base. You don't pitch for.
Yeah, you don't take 3.5 minutes.
What?
You don't spend 3.5 minutes.
They never ever double cross you.
Have you?
One in a million.
I have seen I have seen catchers drop the ball. I have
You've
seen
also seen third graders go, "Gee, mister, what's that?" But I don't
Sam.
hold it against
Well,
you.
not since I had the little box on my ankle, Sam. So I beg to differ. I stay 500 to 700 feet away from those
The
little
wind is blowing
those
against you, Jason.
those
It's not
little
going to
ticks.
get better.
Well, it's not the first time I've been blown, Sam. So don't even try.
Yeah, but it's the subsequent dusting.
Well, at my age of dusting, I'm kind of used to. That's sort of what I'm
That's
made
why
of
we all love Kansas.
Yeah, I think Andy's home.
All right. In all seriousness, I mean the video replay, it just this is not
Love
the
it.
game.
You know what you sound
Love it.
like? You sound like a guy who goes, "But we've always done it like that."
Yes.
You're out of the loop, brother.
After this, I'm going to get back into
I
my
tell you
coffin
what,
of
I didn't.
amber. And
I wasn't necessarily for all these changes, but one.
Mhm.
It's like the designated hitter. You know, the designated hitters in both leagues now. Did you know that?
What?
The designated hitter, the National League adopted it, so now they have the designated.
We should have never
hitter.
changed that rule to begin with. First off, pitchers should have to hit. But I mean,
yeah, because that's 8 minutes of your life you'll never get back.
and you're a conservative? Oh
yes.
man.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, look, coming to the plate now.
Yeah.
Is a guy who hits 102. Gee, I wonder how it's going to turn out. No.
Well, you could put in the DH. It just meant the pitcher had to come out.
Oh no, don't do a DH. That might be non-traditionalist. I'm throwing your shit right back in your face over that.
Oh, come on. Well, look, should we go all the way back to when we derived it from cricket and we didn't even use gloves and they
You know what?
What a wicked googly.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready
for
this?
I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
What was the rule change in 1954 for both leagues? Anybody know? I looked it up for my son the other day. Through 1953 until 1954, fielders, position players would leave their gloves in the field when they went into bat.
Yeah.
Like softball.
Yeah. So you want to go back to that? Is that when America was great?
Well, I'll tell you why I liked it. Because you're pitching and the ball gets in on line drive and you throw the glove up in the air and hoping it connects. And that happened.
Yeah.
That does happen. Happens in Little League once a year.
How do you like that, Pop Warner?
I still remember Gaylord Perry and other famous spitters, figuring out where they're keeping the whatever it is they'd go out there with. Was it in the hat band? Was it?
It wasn't like Perry hit it.
It was
my favorite one. My favorite one was Joe Niekro when Joe Niekro threw the file.
Oh, when it falls out of his ass.
It falls out.
And he goes, "Oh, what's that?
What is that?"
Joe and Phil Niekro. My God, I haven't heard those names. Another one who used to drive me nut was Brett, who played for Kansas City, because George Brett. Remember
when he was called out?
But the thing is, George Brett was a tiger killer. I mean, Dan Quisenberry was another one, the last sidearmer in the NBA or NBA.
No,
in baseball. You know,
big Limbaugh fan, George Brett.
Yeah. But didn't Limbaugh do public relations?
Was a Limbaugh fan.
Well, but my look, I am dead serious. I did not know about most of the rules in baseball we just discussed. I literally was just talking with someone a few minutes ago I like clocks. What
Here's one you'll hate. Here's a new rule you'll hate.
All right, fine.
All right.
It's pig pile on the troglodyte. Let's go.
Right, here you go. You are not allowed to shift your middle infielders past the base. So a shortstop.
The Boudreaux shift.
Yeah, the shortstop can't go to the right side on the second base, and the second baseman can't go to the left side of second.
What was that? Why'd they change that?
Because it's a disadvantage.
Because teams were lining up against pull hitters. I don't like it because my feeling was, you want to end that, just bunt. If they can teach these guys how to lay down a bunt, you don't have to worry about where.
No one wants to bunt anymore.
Well, yeah, if you want to allow bunting, you have to bring Phil Rizzuto back from the grave.
Exactly.
He's the only one who could bunt.
Well, but I mean, everyone always wanted to go for the fences and whatnot. There was something about a guy who could lay it right down the third base line and get the batters, get the runners advanced.
You know what John Smoltz said? John Smoltz said, "Home run hitters drive Cadillacs."
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
And Andy got so pissed off he left the goddamn room.
Well, there you go.
Well, I tell you what, another thing, we had great bunchers on the Tigers, and the only problem was that anytime they came up, the opposing team knew what they were going to do.
Oh yeah.
When you pinch hit a 125 hitter in the late innings,
guys, when you had
everybody knows it with a guy on base. Everybody knows it's going to be a bunt.
When you had guys like Gates Brown, who's coming into the batter's box with 2 chili dogs, and he could sit there and foul tip, eight pitches in a row. I mean, there was something about
people
that.
A lot of times people don't understand the beauty of that. When he got up there, even if he didn't get a hit, if he was up there for a 12 or 13 pitch at bat,
exactly,
for a guy who's used to mowing everybody down, that was a great weapon to be able to stay in there that long and make that guy.
And is he genuinely trying to get a hit, or is he actually fouling these off to frustrate the pitcher and wear him down?
No, he's trying to get a hit. But he would rather get the guy all tired out than take a walk. So
Ted Williams said that hitting a baseball safely is the toughest thing to do in sports.
That is true. That's absolutely true.
No,
but Gates Brown, rather than take a walk, they tried to get him to swing at pitches that were way out. Now, if it was way outside, of course he would swing it. But if they were trying to get close to the plate to get him, was
his name really Gates?
I think it was.
Well, that's what everybody called him, but
and he weighed about 8,000 pounds. He would be constantly covered. Not. Yes, he was a big man.
You know who I saw today? You know who I saw today in a video that was taken this weekend was Mickey Lolich.
I knew you were going to say Lolich.
He's got as my witness by now.
It was either going to be Lolich or David Wells.
Ah, well, there's another big guy.
Gates Brown. His Gates Brown given name was William James Brown.
Okay. Well, I mean, David Wells pitched for Detroit for several years, or for 2 seasons at least. Way back.
Least 2. Yeah,
if not 2. More.
Do either of you have a favorite all-time Tiger?
John Hiller.
Mine.
John Hiller. Absolutely. What I loved about Hiller, not while Mark is thinking, it's just
mine was Norm Cash.
Well, Hiller redefined the role of the relief pitcher. And you look at what's gone on in the last 20 years, how important relief pitching has become.
Do you know who owned the Yankees? Owned them. Frank Larry.
Really?
Yeah, the Yankee killer.
Oh, man.
Yeah. In fact, he's always at the alumni games for us. He always comes. He's still around. So we see Frank Larry still. He's got to be in his 90s.
I mean, Detroit's had great. Yeah,
I think probably my favorite player was Willie Horton.
Yeah, Willie was great. Jack Morris, even though he's kind of a prickly dude, still a hell of a pitcher.
Did he make the Hall of Fame?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he went in with Alan Trammell.
Here's my question: did Jim Cott make the Hall of Fame?
I don't think he did.
No.
290 victories. He can't get in.
I always thought that that it was as close to Tom Seaver as we were ever going to get, And
did you ever see Seaver towards the end of his life?
No.
He looked like a banker.
That doesn't surprise me. He kind of looked
fleshy,
like a banker.
Heavy set.
Yeah, but when he was pitching, man, Tom Seaver again was an amazing pitcher back in the day.
Oh, he was great.
Jim Cott was inducted in 2022, so 3 years.
Couldn't be happier. No one deserved it more.
Mickey Lolich pitched 3 complete games, and he beat Bob Gibson in 2 of them in the 1968 World Series.
If memory serves, he also hit a home run in the World Series.
He hit a home run.
This isn't well known. He's in the Bob Horton Hall of Fame.
You mean Tim Horton?
I did. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, there you go.
No, but Lolich, just based on the amount of innings he pitched in total, the amount of complete games he had, forget about the World Series, even though he had 3 in the World Series, 2 of them beating Bob Gibson, which isn't all him. I mean, his batters had to beat Bob Gibson, too, not just...
Am I the only one who thinks that, if we can just get off the subject just for a little bit, am I the only one who thinks that Krispy Kreme is the most overrated dessert ever?
It is now. It is now, yeah.
It's fried dough, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and it's just way too sugary. I mean, just way too sweet.
The Horton one is better.
Yeah.
I can't. I got diabetes now. I can't eat any of that stuff.
Yeah, join the club.
You wish you could?
Way too many. Not really. I mean,
you know, the one thing I like to eat, and it's not within a mile of this, and I would eat 3 of these a day if I thought I could get away with it.
Girl Scouts.
Eclairs.
Oh, eclairs, yes. Well,
I think my favorite food is anything with cheese or eggs in it. I like breakfast. So
there you go. You know, I mean, I just, yeah, you know, I mean,
my favorite thing is the hammer steak. It's 5 pounds and go fuck yourself. I mean, that thing is enormous. Have you seen those? They're 5 pounds of meat.
God, I was in a movie called that, but never mind that. I needed the money. It was a long time ago. I'm sure that.
And the most amazing thing is your co-star was a girl named Lotta Box.
You've seen it? Oh, Sam.
Seen it. I was the special effects guy.
Well, were you the one that handed me the towel? Wow.
You know the worst part of that kind of show? Property manager.
Oh God. Well, yeah.
No, you put it here, ma'am.
All right, I'm closing down my OnlyFans here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I did not sign in, so
I don't want to say that I was on borrowed time, but I'm at 19%.
Oh dear.
That's how much you guys mean to me.
You're 19%. Fine. You know what? We've only got 4 minutes left on the show anyway.
So it'll be 13 by the time we
close. Exactly. You'll be fine.
Well, you can it will recharge. You can plug it back in. You know, unlike other things like.
You ever seen Sam look for his charger?
I was thinking about Strom Thurmond and plugging him in and charging him up again, or
I know the young lady was a nigger, but I never really bothered me.
Or as Mark recalls, we used to have a guy who'd come in and do these hilarious historical monologues who bore striking resemblance to George Perot. And had a very similar delivery.
Yes.
And I was able to make the George Perot joke.
He was our brother Theodore.
Yes,
what was his name? I can't remember his name.
I can't remember, but I called him our electric George Perot. You laughed. No one else knew what it was.
Oh, now I get to go 3 straight hours of Gunsmoke.
Yeah, you say that like a bad thing. Is it going to have Marshall Dillon and Dennis Weaver
and Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds was Clint Eastwood. He must have been on Gunsmoke at least.
No,
once.
He was on Rawhide.
Oh my God! That's another movie I was in, but I was a Cub Scout then.
The trail boss was a guy named Gil Favor who drowned.
Oh,
Eric Fleming was his real name. Eric Fleming, and he drowned while swimming in the Rio Grande.
Harry Dean Stanton used to end up on a lot of those shows in various.
How about Jack
capacities.
Nicholson on the Andy Griffith Show?
I didn't know that. You're kidding.
Yep.
Well, I remember recently,
he played a guy whose family was so poor they put his child in an orphanage in the hope he'd get adopted. And they said to Jack, "Do you have any sense of shame?" He goes, "Shame is for losers."
Hey,
you know what I just saw him in? I can't get over how great he was. A Few Good Men. I am mesmerized by that performance.
Yeah, but Chinatown really was. What, Chinatown or
I don't know. That scene between him and Cruz at the end.
That's true.
That is something.
It's true. But at the same time, when he's up against Hudson, he's going to horrors, old men, and ugly building. They all become respectable if they last.
Well, a girl walked up to Jack Nicholson while he was drinking with Sean Penn and said, "Hey, Jack, you want to dance?" He goes, "Wrong verb." Now, he retired.
Well, he kind of had to. He's, according to Angelica Houston, he's kind of losing it. He's not.
Oh, that's horrible.
Sad. Yeah, it is.
That is horrible. Well, it's 8:59, kids.
Hopefully he has better take care.
Time to say goodnight to everybody. Hey, thank you to Susan for kicking us off for that great poem as she does every week. Thank you for Andy for his introduction, and it looks like Andy's out of the mobile studio now. And we're here every Monday night at 8 o'clock, and we go for an hour. If you'd like to
Andy, try to keep it to a low roar next time, all right, please?
Get in touch with me, and we'll get you on the show.
Well, you guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Monday night at 8 o'clock, everybody.
All right, guys, stay well. I'll see you next week.